Hey guys, and welcome back to another vlog. It is our first official day in Austria to be out sightseeing, and we are in Vienna today. It is absolutely beautiful. We've just been driving in. Our first stop is to go find some food. I feel like we start every vlog that way, but that's just what we like to do. And then we are going to do the Ringstrasse tour. We just found this really big pedestrian-only zone here right in downtown near the opera, and it's really cool. And I see a Chinese restaurant down there, so let's go get some dinner. So for our big sightseeing today, we're going to be doing the Ringstrasse tour, and the Ringstrasse is like a big road that encircles the old town here in Vienna. And just like most European cities, this circular road used to be like the city wall, the city fortifications, but they tore it down. I think it was Franz Joseph was the emperor that tore it down. And now it's a big boulevard that comes through here, and a lot of the very historical buildings are right on this road. So you can hop on the tram that also encircles this part, and you can listen to an audio tour. We're using Rick Steves' Audio Europe app, and he has these little tours on there. You hop on the tram, you hit play, you put your earbuds in, and it's like having your own personal tour guide right in your ear. So we're fixing to hop on the tram here. We will have to change trams in a few minutes, but this is the first part of the tour. So we were enjoying the tour, but whenever we switched over to the other tram, it happened to be a tram that had very dark tinted windows, so I wasn't hardly able to film anything. I know y'all probably saw like the change in what things were looking like, and I was like, from a filming standpoint, this is terrible. From an enjoyment standpoint, we were still enjoying it. It was a good tour. However, we were coming by, we've got like 2 stops left on the tram tour, and we saw the coolest looking ice skating place, and Ross has been talking about ice skating since we went into Amsterdam. And so we were like, you know what, let's jump off here and let's just go ice skating. We're just gonna live in the moment and make these decisions as they come. So we just hopped off the tram, headed over here. This is gonna be really cool, and we're walking past the Parliament building. Let me turn you around real quick. So this beautiful building right here is the Austrian Parliament building. And look at this, I mean, all the gold up there. That is Athena, the goddess of wisdom, up there on the top. Just a beautiful building. This place is really cool because not only is there the normal like rink area, but there's also like these trails that run all around. And some of them are on a hill, so you can really pick up speed. It's really cool. So Megan and I are in the timeout box over here. Yeah, we said we got to get off our feet. These skates are terribly uncomfortable, like terrible.
There's like 2 skating rink areas, so this is one of them. The other one is over there, but they brought the Zamboni out, so they're making it slicker. But the kids are skating over here, but then there's also like these little ice roads all around. Let's see if I can show you guys.
Welcome back to day number 2 of this vlog. We are back in Vienna today, and we are about to go through and see St. Stephen's Cathedral. There's a lot of noise back here. It looks like they're setting down from like maybe the Christmas markets or something. I don't know, a lot of things happening. But we got the cathedral back here, absolutely beautiful place. I think they started construction like in the 1100s or something like that. Really old cathedral, just like most of them are over here. Super excited to get in there and see this place though. Something that's pretty cool about the cathedral back here behind me is that it did survive World War II, but just barely. They actually had given the orders, the German commandant that was here in Austria gave the orders to shell the building and destroy it before they left. However, his captain, fortunately, disobeyed the orders and never shelled the building. But a short time later, they were looting a lot of the houses in the area, and they lit them on fire, and the fire eventually spread and got to the building and destroyed, not the entire building, but at least the roof structure was destroyed. And the roof is actually really the coolest thing. It has all these colorful tiles on it. Super cool. It's all been rebuilt, redone. The people from Austria like donated a tile symbolically to have this rebuilt. But really cool thing, and I'm glad that it wasn't completely destroyed. All right, I'm following the family. Looks like they're looking for desserts. I think they're finding dessert shops. Time for a snack. So our next thing to do today is a visit to Schönbrunn Palace out here in Vienna. It's kind of on the outskirts of town. It's just not right downtown, so we had to bring the subway out here. I'm sorry, we had to ride the subway out here. we brought it with us. It's just in our back pocket. But anyway, we're out here now. So this palace is really cool. It's over 500 years old, and it was actually modeled after Versailles, which is really cool, and we've been there. Now, something you might not know is this is the birthplace of Marie Antoinette.
Oh, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
but I knew she was from here.
Yeah, which is
so yeah, that makes sense.
That's interesting though, because she was born here in a building modeled after Versailles and ended up living in an actual Versailles. So that's really cool.
Did they model it after Versailles after that?
Well,
or they did.
No,
it
I mean,
then,
like Versailles was very old, you know,
Yeah.
so they had Versailles and then they built this place and then she was born.
Okay, I was just
and then
wondering
she
like
went there.
which one came first.
Yeah, that
you
one,
know?
Versailles is definitely older than this one, but it is much like Versailles. And if you look at like the castles, or I keep saying castle, if you look at like the palaces here in Europe, this one is really the closest thing I've ever seen to Versailles. I mean, it is absolutely huge. We haven't even toured through it yet, but it's absolutely huge. It has over 1,400 rooms in it, just huge. And the grounds outside are very vast. We're actually walking in them right now. Now, I'm having major Versailles flashbacks because it's cold out here.
Yeah.
And kind of drizzling, sprinkling rain and fog. And when we went to Versailles in Paris, it was raining, it was freezing cold, the wind was whipping. We couldn't enjoy the outside because, I mean, it was just insanely cold and wet. Hopefully today we'll get to go outside and walk around a little bit more. It's not near as cold today as it was back then, but I'm sure that these grounds would look a lot cooler, you know, with the sun shining and the grass green and all that. But we are excited because it will be getting dark here pretty soon. And so I think once we get inside the castle, I keep saying castle.
Yeah.
Once we get inside the palace, it is sort of the same thing. Once we get inside the palace, you know, they'll have the lights on in there. So I think that'll be a really cool experience.
Yeah,
too,
one day we'll go back to Versailles when it's like springtime and perfect time to be there.
And the fountains are on. I think we're about up here to it, I'm hoping, and we'll be able to go through this thing. So this is the front of the palace right here, and what we're standing in right now is like the courtyard. You can see the tops of the buildings on the far side, and then the entrance over there. It's a little bit hard to see right now because there's like a Christmas market set up right here in the middle, so you can't see all the way across it, but super cool and a really nice fountain right back here. So something kind of interesting is we're at Schönbrunn here that gets millions of visitors every year, and nobody knows where the entrance is at. We're trying to go inside. We already have our tickets and we're in front of the building. I mean, it's right here, but we don't know. And there's all these people wandering around. Everybody's like, where's the entrance at? There's one door and it says not an entrance, but nobody knows where the actual entrance is. So we're all just kind of wandering around looking at each other trying to figure this thing out. Hey, we found it. Here we go. So y'all are getting a treat. You're getting a third day in this vlog. Now, we weren't intending to do that. We were at the Schönbrunn Palace last night, and I was gonna film all in there, and it was gonna be a great ending for the vlog, but you couldn't film, even though a lot of people were. A lot of people were walking around with like their phones out and they were filming, but you know, I thought it'd be pretty pretty noticeable if I whipped out the camera and started filming. So I didn't film anything in there, and we just felt bad about closing the vlog out. So we decided to add today in. This is the next day, and we've come over to Bratislava in Slovakia, which is just over the border from where we were at. Where we're staying is actually closer to Bratislava than it is to Vienna. We're only like maybe 30 minutes from here and probably 45 or 50 minutes from Vienna. So we're down here today. We're gonna take a look around, see what they got to offer down here, and get some good Slovakian food. I'm hoping to get like some actual traditional Slovakian dishes.
Is it Slovakian or Slovak?
Yeah, some Slovak, I guess is what you're supposed to say. Let's go. This is actually a statue of Hans Christian Andersen, and if you'd like to know why that statue is here, you can Google it, because I actually have no idea. Maybe he was from here or something. I love all these little alleyways they have right here. There's a Starbucks down there. I see a Starbucks at the end of this alley. But I think this opens up like onto the main square in front of the church. So I must say, as far as first impressions go, we are really loving Bratislava. It is so relaxed here. It's not near as crowded as it has been like in Vienna the past few days. There's hardly anybody here. So many cool little restaurants, just outdoor dining. It's just a really cool vibe here in these historic streets. And it doesn't have as much, you know, history or grandeur as Vienna does per se, but it's just a really good vibe in this town. I really like this place. All right, we found grandmother's original Slovak restaurant, so that sounds like exactly what we're looking for.
Anytime we're in another country that speaks a different language we haven't spoken before, we're always looking up little phrases at the table normally. Like, how would we say thank you?
The Slovak words are pretty tough, or at least for me they are. So,
Ďakujem chi. Ďakujem chi is thank you. I think that might be one of the best meals we've had so far.
So good. You never hear anybody talk about like Slovak cuisine.
Yeah.
But it was so good.
The sheep cheese, what was it called? It's basically ravioli with sheep cheese in it. That was my favorite.
Okay, no, I like that one with the cabbage. Cabbage and gnocchi or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
So good. Yeah, all of it was amazing.
So this tower right here is actually called Michael's Gate. It's one of the old gates of the city, and you can actually pay and go all the way up to the top, but it's a lot of steps, and we don't feel like doing that today. So I think we're actually just gonna head up to the castle, and we'll go up there and get a good view of the whole city from there.
We just so happened to get lost in this little alleyway, and Justin's trying to catch a picture of a bird. A cool bird that he saw.
I wanted a shot.
But look how pretty this is. And it's like you turn down so many little alleyways. We thought this was gonna lead us to the palace, but that gate is locked, so we can't get all the way through.
So we've been walking for a little while trying to get over to the castle on the other side. There is a pedestrian bridge that crosses like this highway that runs through town. However, all of the alleyways and little turnoff points to get onto that bridge are all blocked off with a gate and a chain, so we haven't been able to get over. So our plan now is to go back to the car, because we're really close to the car, and then just drive over there, over the highway, to get over to where the castle's at. Hopefully we can find a parking space close, and then we'll be able to get out and see the view from there. So fingers crossed that we're able to find somewhere to park close by the castle. But the good news is we were able to find somewhere to park. And I have to say, I parked in this little zone. I know it was a parking zone because it had like the P and it said zone and it said the hours and everything. But there was nowhere to pay, and it didn't say like use this app or anything. Like there was no indication of how to pay. So I was like, well, maybe it's free parking, but I would think it would say free if it was, and it didn't. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't mind getting like a parking ticket. I just don't want to get back to the car and find a boot on it or something. But the good news is we'll only be up here for just a few minutes. We just wanted to come up here for the view, and it is already looking spectacular up here. So this is the castle all the way up here at the top of the hill. And once we go through that gate, we'll be out on the terrace. We'll be able to see the whole city. All right, we're taking in the view for the very first time. Step up here. Oh, got the whole Danube River. We got the UFO bridge back here. A bunch of kids running around me. And if I walk over there, I think we can see the old town from that part. But wow. I can imagine if it wasn't so like cloudy up here, babe, we'd have the sun setting like over in this area. Gosh, it would be beautiful. They say you can see like 60 kilometers up here on a clear day. Yeah, this view up here is absolutely spectacular. Plus, I mean, you've got this amazing backdrop of the castle just right here. This is a really cool place. If you're ever in Bratislava, make sure you come up here because this is free. You come right up here on this terrace and get this great view. So I think that is going to do it for this vlog. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I think it was a 3-day vlog, was it? We got to see Vienna and Bratislava here, and I have to say, I think Slovakia or Bratislava is a very underrated place. We really enjoyed coming here. So glad that we did.
100%.
Yes.
I love Bratislava. I feel like I haven't loved a place this much since Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam was amazing, and this was amazing. And me and Megan were talking about it and said, you know, we could see ourselves coming back here to stay in Bratislava, then maybe catching the train or the bus over to Vienna, you know, to go to an opera or something like that. But stay in Bratislava. It's a great place. It's very affordable here.
It's a lot more affordable than Vienna.
And not near as crowded.
Yeah.
That was a big plus for me.
But it's still so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you kind of get to see more because there's not as many people around and it's not as crowded. So yeah, highly recommend Bratislava.
Definitely.